Martin Luther King's dream was about the content of the character, content of character. I certainly am no Martin Luther King. I am not going to be standing on the stair that Martin Luther King stood on. I'll be 2 flights down from that stair, as is appropriate. I invite white, black, brown, yellow. I invite every religion. I invite everyone to attend that has an open heart, not about politics, but about honor and character. It will be a historic moment. And how do I know it will be historic? Because of you can judge a man by his friends, but you can also judge a man by his enemies. And boy, have the enemies come out of the woodwork on this one. I go to bed every night saying, I don't know how many people are even going to attend, because I haven't really explained what's going to happen. Most people who are saying, I'm going to go to 9/11 or to 8/28, they have no idea what this is. They're coming because they feel something is going to be big, something is historic, something important is going to happen. And I believe it is. It's going to be one for the history books. And because of that, the enemies have come out from the woodwork, because they know if you learn history, everything changes. Here's what Bill Press said about 8/28. Listen carefully.
I just think sometimes you have to stand up and say, this is wrong. The wrong place. I'm not taking away his, this fuzzy idea, that he can do it anywhere, anytime. No, there's some places where, cheap political tricks should not be allowed. Dan, to me, this may be going over the top. I don't think so. I think this is the same as allowing Al-Qaeda to hold a rally on September 11 at Ground Zero. The exact same thing.
Exact same thing. Because you killed how many people? How many innocent people have you killed?
I think it was 2,900.
It was 29.
It was in that area.
Somewhere in the 3,000 person range. Mm-hmm. And enemy of the state.
They have gone on to say that this is a slap in the face of Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so I don't have a right. To speak my mind. And this, I told you, the reason why 8/28 is, one reason why it's historic is because it may be the last time anyone is allowed to hold a rally at 8/28. And they will couch that in, it's too sacred of a spot. Believe me, I know. I used to watch the sunrise. I was 18 years old. I used to watch the sunrise by sitting on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. I watched it rise all the time. I know how sacred that space is. I know what that space means. I don't ask you out of arrogance to come. We all have to stand. We all have to stand. We have to stand where we've been asked to stand. Today, I'm standing here. I'm saying what I feel I'm supposed to say. And none of us are any different. We all are supposed to do what we feel we are supposed to do with humility. I'm standing at the Lincoln Memorial on 8/28. The government is trying to now close the Lincoln Memorial for any kind of large gatherings. This may be the last large gathering ever to assemble at the Lincoln Memorial. Historic. Historic. I believe in divine providence. It was not my intention to select 8/28 because of the Martin Luther King tie. It is the day that he made that speech. I had no idea until I announced it and I walked off stage. And my researcher said, New York Times has already just published that this is Martin Luther King. And I said, oh, jeez. We were going to use 9/12, but 9/12 is a Sunday. I'm not going to ask anyone to work on the Sabbath. I'm not going to ask anybody to honor God on a Sunday. I'm not going to ask anybody to work on a day of rest. So we had to find the next Saturday. The one that we could arrange with all our schedules was 8/28. I have to tell you something. I believe in divine providence. I believe there's a reason. Because whites don't own the founding fathers. Whites don't own Abraham Lincoln. Blacks don't own Martin Luther King. Humans embrace their ideas or reject their ideas. Too many are rejecting the founders' ideas. Too many have forgotten Abraham Lincoln's ideas. And far too many have either gotten just lazy or they have purposely distorted Martin Luther King's ideas of judge a man by the content of his character.